Right, today we're going to have a look at the Yaesu FRG-7000, the first digital display model produced by Yaesu, successor to the FRG-7 and still using the Wadley Loop. Read in some articles and write-ups that this was not as good as the FRG-7. However, having owned both the FRG-7 and this at the same time, I'm definitely convinced that this is definitely superior to the FRG-7. Maybe the earlier models weren't as good. This was a later model one, but certainly it definitely outperformed my FRG-7. The other thing is much easier to use because of the fact that it has a digital display, so you have the exact frequency, and it is a complete redesign. The circuitry, the audio amplifier, and everything is quite a lot different from the FRG-7. So it's not just the FRG-7 with a frequency display. There are some, it is a kind of quirky receiver, so it's not something that you can quickly hop from one frequency to another. Let's say, for instance, I wanted to go to 15250 on this one. This is what I would have to do that. First of all, I have to throw the frequency switch up top here. Then I've got to tune this more or less to get it down to about 1500 on the dial. About there. Then we've got to set the megahertz lock on this thing. Turn this up to 15. Okay, that's on. Not so easy to do when you're holding the phone. Anyway, that's on 15. I've forgotten the frequency now. I think it was 350. Well, let's just go to 350. And there we're on 14350. Nothing on that frequency, but still. So that is then on frequency, and this is just the peaking, so you can peak your audio on this particular one over here. This particular radio is fitted with the narrow filter mod. So now we have the narrow filter. You can hear the difference. And then also they do have an attenuator, so there's a strong signal. Push in the attenuator, it knocks the signal down considerably. Let's get the volume over here. Oh, it's over here, sorry, I'm on the external speaker. You can hear the volume drop down quite considerably. So generally speaking, they are quite a nice receiver. If you want to go down to single sideband, let's say 40 meters, again you'd have to tune this thing down to 7. Alright, then you've got to throw this switch a couple of times till you get on the 7 band. And then adjust this over here to pick up 7 on this one. Okay, so there we are. There's something there on 7. Let's just flick it. This is medium wave, so let's just go down. Sorry, I mean short wave. Let's go down to the amateur band section. There's someone there, so let's just throw it to low sideband. There we go. Someone calling there. No idea who he's calling, but nearby station, just down the road from me actually. And he's come back. Let's hear some more. Okay, maybe he's not going to come back. So that's the procedure. You do have a fine tune over here, which I was going to demonstrate to you, but the voice, the station calling disappeared just before I got a chance to do that. So you can fine tune the frequency a bit there, because obviously you don't have, it's only in 1 megahertz steps. So anyway, that's basically the idea. There is a tone control over here as well. Which is quite good. It's a variable tone control rather than a bass and treble, so it does kind of vary the, can cut background hiss and that off quite nicely on it, as I've done now. So it works quite well. It has a couple of time clocks and things like that, which you can set up for different times to switch the radio on and off, and there is a record out connector here. There we go. Now we'll use a fine tuner. There's someone. Okay, I think we'll leave it at that.